Vous ne connaissez peut-être pas Adam Elliot, mais c'est un des meilleurs réalisateurs de films d'animation indépendants. 15 ans après son chef-d'œuvre Marie et Max, il revient avec le bouleversant Mémoire d'un escargot. Il nous raconte comment il donne vie à ses marionnettes.
This is the lead character of the film, Grace Puddle, who is voiced by an Australian actor, Sarah Snook, you might know from the TV series Succession.
Dad used to say that childhood was like being drunk. Everyone remembers what you did, except you.
This little puppet took about 6 people, maybe a month to make. It's only worth probably 10 or 20 euros, but it cost in hours to make maybe over 10,000 euros. So they're very complex, very time-consuming little puppets to make. And we had 200 of these we had to build. And when I say complex, it's very deceptive because, you know, the arms are magnetic, the little eyeballs here, the little pupils, they're magnetic. The head comes off and inside is a very complex armature. So the insides themselves are very slow and complex to make. And even the hair at the back, all that hair is wire and has been glued in by one of the artists. It may have taken a week just to glue in all that hair. If Grace has to say the line, "Hello, my name is Grace," there might be about 10 to 15 different mouths that we have to plug on and off. So the first mouth might be a "h," so we'll put that on, take some photographs, take that off, put on the mouth, take some photographs, take that off. So for her to say, "Hello, my name is Grace," might take 2 days for the animator to do. So lip sync, as we call it, is very slow and expensive, which is why we use a lot of voiceover and narration. All my films are low budget, independent, auteur-based films. So we don't have the budgets of the big studios like Aardman or Leica or Disney or Pixar, you know. So we're a very small animation company, which means we have to be very economical. We use very few materials. So in this film, we only used paper, clay, wire and paint. There's no fabric. You'll notice that Grace has no legs, and that's because walking is very slow and therefore expensive. So we got rid of walking. We do what's called the Muppet technique. So they all walk on like this. And as I said earlier, we don't do much lip sync, so that's why we use voiceover. It's exactly the same techniques as what the other studios do. It's still, unfortunately, about 24 to 25 frames per second. But yeah, we do things in a much more simplified, economical fashion. And also, too, we only have 7 animators, and a studio like Aardman might have 40 or 50. So it's exactly the same, but just a smaller scale. To get the sensation of fluidity in stop motion, you really have to animate every single frame. One way of cheating is to animate every second frame. So you move her arm, take 2 photographs, move it again, take another 2 photographs. So then you're only doing 12 movements per second. So that speeds up the process. But if you start doing 3 movements, 4 movements, it starts to get very, like South Park, it gets very jerky. So you think at all the Disney films, every Disney film is done on ones, and that's how they get that fluidity. So yeah, we try for ones, but sometimes we do 2s because it's just quicker. We had 7 animators, and each animator only did between 5 and 10 seconds per day. And the shoot alone went for 33 weeks. Each animator did 50 hours a week. So it's a very long week, very laborious. So that's just the shoot. And then it took another 4 months to make all the characters, 200 characters, 200 sets, and we guess somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 snails were all handmade. The film has no CGI. We chose to distinctly make the film in a traditional stop motion fashion, so no CGI. So even the cigarette smoke is cotton wool. The flames in the film, yellow paper or cellophane, and all the tears in the film are sexual lubricant. So everything is real, everything is tactile, and is something you could hold in your hand. I get asked, why am I a stop motion animator? And I have to be honest, I do ask myself that a lot, because it's a very slow art form. You need a lot of people. You need millions and millions of dollars. But there's something magical about stop motion that other forms of animation don't quite have. When the audience see the fingerprints on the clay, they know that what they're looking at is something real, tangible, tactile. They don't quite know how it works, but they know it's real. It's something they could hold in their hand. And now with AI that's arrived, I think the appreciation for stop motion has gone up even more. And, you know, big directors like Guillermo del Toro and Wes Anderson and Henry Selick, they're all dabbling in stop motion, continuing to make stop motion. And I think that's purely the reason, is because of the handcrafted, artisanal look of what they do. For me, I also don't think I could ever be an animator who could sit in front of a computer screen all day. I just get bored. I love using my hands. I love paint. I love glue. But there's certainly days I wake up and think, Adam, you're an idiot. This is ridiculous. Why are you doing it? But I think it's when you're in an audience watching a film that you spent 8 years making, and you hear the audience laugh, and then when the lights go on, you see the audience have shed a tear. That's very powerful, and money can't buy that. And I think that's why I love filmmaking and why I like watching films. It's knowing that you can connect and move an audience. And even after I'm dead, I know that my films will still be entertaining people for hopefully many more years.
Konbini!